Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI, Barakatah YAHAWAH, Barakatah YAHAWAHSHI. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders that I learned this truth from, the men at GMS and the brethren with the like-minded doctrine. It's the brother Bakalah while I'm here with another hopeful, edifying video to the body of Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. I want to give this out of Mark, the 13th chapter, before I get into the lesson. Mark 13 and 35, it says, Salakia. Mark 13 and 34, it says, for the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey. Who is the Son of Man? YAHAWAHSHI, Hamashiach, the Messiah. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house. Who is his house? The house of Israel. And gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the potter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. So that's what we are commanded to do, watch. We must watch as well as pray. I'm going to get that out of verse 13, Salakia, Mark 13 and 33. Take ye heed, watch, and pray, for ye know not when the time is. What is that? The time of the coming of the Son of Man, which is the coming of the Messiah, Yahawashi Hamashiach. We don't know, so we must watch as well as pray. And he gave us signs. Yahawashi Hamashiach gave signs to the apostles, the disciples, to look for his coming. We're going to go to Mark. So like in Matthew, the 24th chapter. And we're going to start at the third verse, Mark 24 and 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahawashi answered them and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many, which you see that also. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Salakia, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. So that's what we're going to get into, what this lesson is about. We are watching for the signs of the coming of the Hamashiach Yahawashi, which it says in Mark 13. Watch, we are watchmen, to the house of Israel, which is the servants, is the elect. Hopefully I'm a part of it, a part of that number, man, to be delivered out of this destruction, because I want no parts of it, man. Like the scriptures, I want no smoke, man. I don't want to get smoked. I don't want to get smoked by YAHAWAHSHI Yahawashi. I want no smoke, because he'll smoke you real quick. I want to get into this lesson. So it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. So we see that too, right? With Russia. Also, I know you've been the brethrens, been watching. It's Russia, Ukraine, and you know who's in the midst of all this. I mean, it was like Russia and Ukraine. Also, Taiwan and China, and also I want to get this also, which is Iran and Israel is also brewing back up, which they've been scrimmaging, sending bombs attacks to each other ever since like last year, I think, or before last year or something. So I just want to get that a little video on that real quick. The wars and rumors of wars, Salakia. So this video, I'm not. Yeah, Salakia, I'm back. So this video here, I'm not gonna play a whole lot of it. I'm just gonna play a little bit. This says missiles hits Iraq's Erbil as U.S. and Iraq, Salakia, as U.S. and Iraq blamed Iran. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it. So you see there, what is that? That's all gonna lead up into the third woe that's talked about in Revelation, World War III. All these um nations are scrimmaging with each other. Who is in the midst of that? This U.S. that great whore, man, which they said the missiles was shot at for a facility, a U.S. government facility, a consulate, U.S. government consulate, and they blaming it on they saying Iran did it, you know. So what is that? Wars and rumors of wars, Salakia. So that's what we hear. Salakia, that's what it is. Matthew's 24. We are here. Matthew's 24, the beginning of sorrows. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's what you see. Nation rising against nation, man. This nation claiming to invade this nation, this country, and claiming to invade this kingdom, you know. And also, what is that? Like it says, who in the midst of all this, man? That great whore, Babylon, Babylon the Great, man. Which was that? Which what that is? For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. So we gonna get that too. There shall be famines. So Salakia, I'm gonna grab that real quick. An example of the famines I'm gonna grab real quick. Salakia, I'm gonna yeah, Salakia. I'll call lawyer YAHAWAHSHI. This video is 44 minutes long. Throughout YAHAWAHSHI. But basically, this is says Ukraine war triggers global food crisis. So I'm gonna play a bit of this and get some more.
Wars can be terrible for supply chains. There can be disruptions, shortages, all kinds of challenges. The biggest example is oil. We've been seeing that. The first sign of war, oil prices begin to rise. But in Ukraine, it is not just oil. Many more commodities are at stake, especially these three: wheat, sugar, and cooking oil. Let's start with the numbers. Russia is the largest exporter of wheat. They make up 18% of global exports. Ukraine is the fifth largest, making up 7% of global sales. Put together, that's 25%. What happens if this supply chain is disrupted? Shortages and inflation. That's what happens. Ukraine has already banned the export of food grains. Frankly, there's no other option. Ukraine's exports go through the Black Sea, specifically by three ports: Odessa, Kherson, and Mykolaiv. All three ports are on Russia's radar. Moscow, too, has announced a partial ban. They have temporarily stopped exports to ex Soviet states. Imagine 25% of the global supply disappearing overnight. Naturally, there will be consequences. Which countries will be the worst hit? Let me show you this list. Egypt is the biggest wheat importer in the world. Turkey is second. Bangladesh is third. Next comes Nigeria, Yemen, Azerbaijan, and the Sudan. Also on this list are Libya, Lebanon, and Tunisia. You see the trend. Wheat is not imported by affluent powers, it is bought by the developing world. And if there is a supply gap, these countries will suffer. The United Nations is making grim predictions. It says food prices could surge by up to 22%.
So what they're going to bring in? Famine. So the food crisis, it's a food crisis. This might, basically inflation, which is going to lead to hyperinflation. The price is going to be outrageous, man. This is all triggered by what? This war that's going on in the Ukraine with Russia, which who initiated this, man? That great whore initiated all this, man. But they want to put the blame on the Russians. But that great whore started this all. You know, uh, um, what is that? Just like the Messiah said, this is what the sign shall be. Famines and pestilence. Also, I'm gonna get that next. So like yeah. You see, we seen the famines, right? Prices going to increase. You also see that in your local grocery stores. It's been going on since this pandemic been happening. There's been shortages and prices crept up. Shrinkflation, inflation that been going on ever since this pandemic. But what you see that's famines. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines and pestilence. So we can get into this pestilence, this issue here. So we can go to the definition of pestilence.
Strong's G 3061. Loimas. Loimas.
Said Greek word lamos. Says pestilence. Says pestilent fellow, pest, plague. So that's what it is a plague. This pestilence can be considered as a plague. Strong's definition, a plague. Literally, the disease, or figuratively, a pestilence. So it's a disease. So that's what a pestilence is. So also, we're going to go here to another definition. I got it looked up already.
Pestilence.
It says pestilence, a fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. Especially bubonic plague. So it's a plague, disease, contagion, infection, sickness, epidemic, pandemic. So that's what they say. That's what we in, right?
Pandemic.
An outbreak of a pandemic disease. So they say that's what we're in, right? Pandemic. So also want to get some other what the status of this pandemic or this pestilence is going on now. It's like yeah. So concerning this pandemic, I got a couple articles. I'm not gonna read them. I'm just get the title of it. So going to this article here, you know, I'm not gonna say, you see it there says new C19 variants are coming soon, experts say. So they saying new variants are coming soon. So which I'm not gonna get into the details of this article. I'm just trying to get the general aspect of what is going on. New variants coming soon. So I'm gonna go to another one. This article here. More contagious versions of Omicron spreads in U.S., fueling worries. So all of this is happening. This February the 22nd. 21st, 2022. So this says there's contagious versions, more contagious versions coming or spreading. Is already spread it in the U.S. So I'm gonna go here to this article. It says, see, you know what this is? Cases are rising as Omicron stealth subvariant spreads across the world. So this is spreading across the world. Pestilence. This is a pestilence. And also I'm gonna get see China's on a lockdown. It says China. See, you see what that says there. Lockdowns set to further disrupt China's lockdowns set to further disrupt global supply chains. So this China's lockdown, and it's going to disrupt more further supply chains, your goods, your merchandise, foods and things of that nature, traffic, you know, your food supply chain is going to be disrupted even further because of their lockdowns. So that's what the Messiah said, YAHAWAHSHI said was going to be happening upon his return. So that's the pestilence. These variants, this pandemic, or what they call pandemic, that is the sign. That's what it's talking about. You know, the pestilence. You see that happening. All this is happening. According to what was prophesied by the Messiah. And it says what? For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Now we're gonna touch on this, the earthquakes in diverse places. We're gonna touch on this also, which is also prophesied and also coming to pass, is being presently coming to pass and been coming to pass. So I'm gonna bring some proof of that out. So yeah, it says earthquakes in diverse places. Right here it says what? Which earthquakes have been going on for quite some time. It just, people haven't been noticing it. It says Japan hit with strong earthquake cutting power to millions.
Of a strong and powerful earthquake in Japan. We've received some pictures now, and I can give you a little bit more detail. A tsunami warning indeed has been now issued in Japan after this powerful earthquake, which measured 7.3. Now, the earthquake struck off the northeast coastline of Japan, but this has repercussions, and as you can see, many homes in Tokyo and other places have lost power. At least 2 million homes have lost power, some in the capital, Tokyo. As I say, the epicenter of this earthquake was off the coast, but a meter-high wave is expected to hit land, and people have been warned to move away from coastal areas because of fears of a...
So you see it. There's an earthquake, a major earthquake just hit Japan. That's just one. And I'm going to bring out some more so I can bear with me. So that earthquake that hit Japan, that was like 21 hours ago. So this is a earthquake also that hit Haiti, and it was like a month ago.
At least 2 people were killed and homes were damaged after a pair of earthquakes struck Haiti Monday morning. The tremors struck the southern peninsula of the country. The main quake struck at 8:16 a.m. local time and was given a preliminary rating of 5.3.
So yeah, you see, there's just an earthquake hit Haiti. So I'm gonna bring out some more evidence. So here's an earthquake. It says a deadly earthquake hit Indonesia.
Hello, welcome everyone to Global TV.
A very strong magnitude 6.2 earthquake was reported early in the morning on Friday, 25th February 2022 at 9 a.m. local time in Indonesia, as reported by the United States Geological Survey.
So you see there is an earthquake hit Indonesia. I'm gonna get some more accounts. Yeah, here's another account. It says Tawan. It's the same channel. It says Tawan earthquake today. This happened 8 days ago.
A shallow magnitude 5.1 earthquake was reported in the evening near Tatuning City, Taiwan. According to German Research Center for Geosciences, the quake hit on Wednesday, March 9th, 2022 at 8:22 p.m. local time at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers. Shallow earthquakes are felt more strongly than deeper ones as they are closer to the surface. The exact magnitude, epicenter, and depth might be revised within the next few hours or minutes as the seismologists review their data and find their calculations.
So it just tells you that there was an earthquake in Taiwan also. I think I got a couple more. So yeah, here's another video. It says Mexico earthquakes. It says cyclone bombs, Greenland. So he's gonna go into a couple earthquakes in various parts of the earth. So I'm gonna let this play too.
Earthquake of the day, which was a 5.3 right by Krakatoa, Pelabaratu, Indonesia, as well 4.8 there in Ritang, Indonesia, northward there, Tondino, Philippines, 4.6, 4.4 here, Papua New Guinea, 169 kilometer depth. Some pretty deep earthquakes here, Vanuatu, 4.4, Levuka, 524 kilometer depth, 529 kilometer depth. 5.2 there, Kermadec Islands, as well notable 3.4 here, Hastings, New Zealand, 2 kilometer depth. Carrying on here up into Hualien City, Taiwan, 4.1, very quiet through Japan. 4.9 here, Stary, Russia, 35 kilometer depth, as well as 5.1 here, rang out in Nikiski, Alaska, 88 kilometer depth. They did put out a tsunami watch, Pacific Disaster Center, but no tsunami is imminent. 3.3 here reported, Hawaii, as well a couple right atop Mauna Loa right now. Not much has changed in the Kilauea Summit. Looking across the United States, largest being here, Stanley, Idaho, 3.3, as well 3.3 there, White City, New Mexico. Minor earthquakes, no swarms to talk about through California, sitting at about 240 earthquakes across the USGS map the last 24 hours. But Mexico into Guatemala, definitely situation. What's happening in Mexico, not sure, but we have many active volcanoes throughout this region. 4.4 to 4.2 today. Quite a few rumblers through the Caribbean plate. Puerto Rico, largest seeing a 3.8 as well as 3.6. Overlooking South America from San Fernando, Peru to southern Peru, a couple pretty deep earthquakes, 4.5s, 200 kilometer depth, as well as sizable 5.1 here at Chile, 10 kilometer depth, and a 4.4 even further south, Chile. Lebu, 10 kilometer depth. As well as South Sandwich Island saw some action today, 5.2, 10 kilometer depth north of the Michael volcano, followed by a 4.9.
So there you have it. The earthquakes in diverse places, man, which means in various places in the earth. Matthew 24, chapter 24, man. These are the signs that the Messiah, YAHAWAHSHI, Hamashiach, said these will be happening upon his return. So you see it there, which I might name this video on wars and rumors of wars, on famines, earthquakes in diverse places, man. I'm not sure if I'm gonna name this what I'm gonna name this video, but you see that. which it says Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So that's what you see there. You know, the wars and rumors of wars, the pestilence, the famines, the earthquakes are all there. It's all evident that we're living in the last days, the beginning of sorrows, which it says what is talked about in Matthew's chapter 24. So yeah, I just wanted to bring this lesson out through the spirit, and I hope it was edifying to the body. And I want to say, call YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, Rakakadash. Shalom till next time, Yahweh, Ratazah, which means Lord willing, and Why Baba Ball. DTA soon. Shalom.